All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to your deciding Game 3, your last match of the round of 6 for the G League Season 2. It's Vici Gaming, the up-and-coming team, the dark horse, the team that nobody was really giving a shot. And once again, they are surprising and impressing a lot of us out here. It's Vici Gaming, going to be having the second pick this draft. LGD starting with first pick. And one of the things that we talked about coming into this match, Winter, is Vici Gaming, can they find a good opening? And this is pretty much what we expected, although I thought LGD would be the ones banning out the two carries, the Anti-Mage and the Low Druid, but then you're going to see Nyx and Batrider get banned, which opens the door for that early mag. But this time, Vici, instead of picking up the Shadow Demon, they go for the Rubik, unlike the game 1.
If you come back from the game where you had the amazing Rubik performance, it's not a surprise that you try to use it in the next game as well. You sort of get a lot of confidence when you have played the hero to such a extent so well in the game before, and it gives you a lot of confidence to use it again in the next game.
Yeah, let's see. They get that Rubik quite early, and the Darks here this time, and one thing I want to point out about last game, they had a very stun-heavy lineup, and I feel like that really made them more comfortable in that game. Even without counting the stolen RP and Burrow Strike, they had lots of disables, and when you open with Darks here, you get a great laning hero, you get a very powerful crowd controller, but you don't actually get a stun, and I think for Vici Gaming, they don't want to go too far down this road. They don't want to end up like we saw with MUFC much earlier in the tournament, where they had, I think, one stun, and it was a really long cooldown one, something like that. So I would like to see them get more than just the Rubik.
Yeah, and they have to come up with some strong lanes like the game before, where they shut down Yao and Luna, Syla in the lanes. But LGD are going for the strong lanes this time. They realize that they can't allow Vici to repeat the same thing as before. They are taking up the strength for themselves right now.
Now remember, with LGD, the Sven's not played as a carry. It's either going to be a tri-lane, aggressive tri-lane farmer slash pressure hero, or he's going to be the solo mid. That's how they've been using him.
Or a dual lane mid as well.
Yeah, we could see a dual lane mid, but there's nobody who really requires one as of yet.
We'll see as the draft unveils itself. And it's still pretty much very flexible. The Sven can do a lot of stuff for LGD. Oh, Templar Assassin for VG Gaming now.
TA for them. Interesting. The plot thickens. Are they expecting that Sven solo mid? This would be great to counter it. And it's something, I mentioned it because Xiao It's done it at least 2 times that I've seen. So maybe looking to be the ones who have that hero that can dominate the mid-game tempo controller setter, whatever you want to call it. The Xiao 8 hero.
But I'm a bit worried for VG because Templar Assassin, he doesn't really go too well with Darkseer. Darkseer is sort of, you want to take fights, which you can take, and you have stronger lineups, but TA doesn't really feels like a hero that could help the Darkseer with the vacuum, and there's nothing to combo with the vacuum right now. If you go for a Panda clap, Panda has a clap to combo with the vacuum and follow up with his ultimate. TA is not a hero which you can do that with the Darkseer, so I'm really not too sure about that.
Well, it is a slight curveball for LGD. I don't think they expected this TA pick. They left it in the pool. We saw them taking it very early in the previous draft. Vici Gaming haven't shown many signs of wanting to use this hero, so at least maybe an element of surprise going their way, but yeah, let's see what they can make happen with the TA.
I hope they don't go for the Slardar for CTY.
Oh, yeah, no Slardar, please.
Because they're on the dire side right now, and probably they might be thinking that they're going for the TA and some more minus armor so that they can take advantage of the Roshan.
Oh, and that's why the Shadow Fiend gets banned, a key minus armor hero.
I'm worried that they might go for the Slardar.
I don't see that working. Not if CTY is playing it. His strength is... it doesn't suit him. It's not his kind of hero.
Unless they put SYDM on the Slardar and CTY on the Templar Assassin. Because Darkseer still combos well with Slardar, with the vacuum plus crush is still pretty deadly.
It's a great option. We haven't seen them do it yet. CTY's played safe lane every single game. This entire tournament.
I hope if they pick up the Slardar and they don't let him play it, and they put SYDM on it instead of him.
They ban out the Shadow Demon. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a very good counter to Sven.
Maybe it will be a. Is there any chance it is a carry Sven?
They might go for even the Keeper of the Light and they will form a deadly trio. Lashrock, Sven, Keeper of the Light. VG Gaming, are they going to ban it to avoid having too much of a laning strength from LGD?
Remember, LGD is the first pick this game, and we've already seen them exploit that to get the mag on their team and to prevent Vici Gaming from getting the Lone Druid or the Anti-Mage. So they've already used that first pick well once.
I think we will see a Keeper of the Light from LGD right now. They have such a strong lane with Keeper of the Light, and Keeper of the Light is very, very effective with Magnus, Sven, and heroes like that. They all need mana, and he could be giving them so much more mana to cast their spells. Furthermore, his mana leak will be good against the Templar Assassin or Darkseer later on.
LGD, yeah, the Keeper of the Light. It's been a very, it's a hero that's been winning a lot of games this tournament, and even when he loses, generally has a pretty big impact, and it makes a very strong tri-lane. And
the tri-lane is so strong.
You've got you've got so much lockdown, and then you've got huge burst nuke damage. And Vici Gaming,
LGD is for Bounty Hunter this game.
Oh, interesting. I think it is going to be Sylar on the Sven then. That's got to put him on that roll. And I guess Shao 8 on the Bounty Hunter off lane and then Mag mid?
This is not something I see LGD do a lot.
Oh, they get the Lifestealer. They want to spread the map. Lifestealer, TA, and Darkseer. Very mobile heroes.
What are they going to do with the lanes? This is not something LGD are accustomed to do.
They're also trying to pull something up their sleeve and, you know, out of the hat at this point, trying to find something different.
I think the only Bounty Hunter player is Xiao 8, and the Magnus is definitely going middle. Oh? What's going on? Oh, the Sven is support. The Sven is support.
So then who's the farmer? Necrolite. Oh, that's how you know it was support. Yeah. Whoa. Sylar's Necrolite safe lane versus the Darkseer.
They're gonna do an aggressive. Are they gonna do an aggressive tri-lane
with the mag?
With Bounty. Then
with the bounty.
It doesn't make sense if you put the Bounty Hunter in mid lane against TA.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I don't know that we've seen that tri-lane bounty is not always the most effective lane. This is an awkward draft for LGD.
This is not a position where I really like to see.
There's no obvious optimal way to lane this. Like, something's going to be weird no matter what they do.
And Necrolite against Darkseer isn't really going to pressure the Darkseer too much as well. He just will keep creep skip, and both will farm. Darkseer will farm his creeps and Necro will farm his creeps.
Oh, and they get the Lina. This is I like this as their final pick.
Short lanes. Are they going to do an aggressive tri-lane with the Nyx? They could do it. They have a very strong lane. Lina, Nyx, and Rubik.
And Necrolite can't do anything against that. And let's see.
He can't do anything against that.
Let's see what they're going to do. Everybody's heading towards bottom. Quickly, we introduce LGD, DDC. And before I introduce the players, this team, the champions of G1 League, 3rd place at the International 2. LGD have been here, done that before when it comes to big tournaments. But can they prevail against the up-and-comers on Vici Gaming, the dark horse of this tournament for sure? DDC on the Lashrak. We have DD on the support. Sven Sentry's picked up. Yout playing the Mag. And Sylar on a Necrolite. Interesting pick from them. Shao 8 on the Bounty Hunter. A lot of regen.
And for VG, we have XTT on the Darkseer, CTY on the Nyx this time around, Fenrir on the Lina, and YXY again with his Rubik, and VG SYDM on the mid lane TA.
So they do end up picking a hero for CTY that is very good at split pushing, and well, not very good at split pushing, but a good split pusher, and likes to farm a lot. They're not putting him on that Slardar or a ganker, a hero that wants to fight early.
Yeah, they have to realize by now that it isn't their style, and he also seemed that he doesn't feel comfortable playing that hero.
But it is something different, even though it's a more similar hero in terms of style to the Anti-Mage, the Lone Druid. To some extent, it's, it is still a different hero. It's something that maybe LGD weren't expecting coming into this match.
And Nyx is extremely good against Necrolite as well. Necrolite has to buy a Ghost Scepter to prevent the Nyx from just mauling him down.
One thing they do have is that RP, and RP can be... Even TA is a pretty low-range hero, and it's actually a solo mid-bounty So they're sending the mag to the off lane. It is going to be the solo mid bounty, but not with the result that we thought, where, you know, it would be the Necrolite soloing. The Necrolite's getting protected. The mag's in the off lane, and he's not going to have fun. They can easily kill him if he gets aggressive. He's already been forced to skewer.
Yeah, and the Darkseer wisely knows that he can't go bottom with the Sven, and he's a bit late for the double pull here.
Oh.
And he knows he can't go down to the lane. He started off as jungling.
They're going to get more out of their hero who's in the hard lane, or in this case in the jungle. XTT is going to get more than the mag this game.
LGD's support has to compensate by pulling as much as they can to ensure that they get the levels needed.
Yeah, they've already done the double pull.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised why the Sven is in the lane. He should be trying to speeden up the creep, killing the creeps so that they can maximize the pull and use it to clear another camp of neutrals.
You know, one interesting thing about this game is Sven Leshrac on paper is a strong roaming combo, but TA is very hard to gank, and Bounty Hunter's not going to really make it that much easier. Until he gets level 6.
Don't understand why they're pitting the Bounty Hunter against the Templar Assassin.
He's actually doing pretty well. He's winning the lane so far. 7 and 6, and SYDM a bit behind. But this really is not expected. If anything, it should be the TA who's ahead.
Yeah, but TA needs her levels as well before she starts to dominate the lane at level 4 or level 5. So maybe we'll see her doing better after the levels are coming up for her.
Yao got a haste, and he's actually going to be able to get something accomplished top now. He'll get some more experience off of this.
Oh,
they
they're
could
going to try.
lift and stun him, but I don't think they can actually burst him down. Yeah, that's
they can't.
Not happening.
Just harass. They're just trying to make him use some of his regen up. And Yao has successfully disrupted the wave. There's now 2 range creeps on the lane of VG. This is going to be very crucial. He's going to get some levels from this.
Yeah, it's going to push, and they need to start pulling to prevent that as much as possible.
But there's no camp on the side there to drag the creeps to.
Yeah,
they can only pull the next wave. Yeah, he's going to get... Look, the Lina tried to tried to scout there, but I said, oh, there's no creeps.
What the hell? Darkseer's getting more, though. He's almost up to level 4, and once he starts clearing these stacks, he's going to get a lot of farm and a lot of levels.
Yeah, he was supposed to get one more stack. Actually, he missed the timing for the first one.
And we'll probably see that Rubik and Lina look to head over here. And the nice thing is, Nyx doesn't need help against Magnus. He's fine 1v1. He can't keep him out of lane necessarily, but...
This is the VG thing again. Smoke.
Oh, so fast, he pulled the wave. He disrupted the double pull. And they are smoked, as you mentioned.
They realize this isn't a good timing already, I think, because the creeps already disrupted. I don't know if they are going to still proceed on to go.
There's no mana for Skewer. There's no mana for Skewer. Can they get in range, though? They can't. The move speed is what made the difference there.
Magnus has a quite high move speed, 315. Rubik has only 290. He can't chase the Magnus down.
Here comes a similar smoke gank, and they also have Sentry Ward, so if they go on TA, she's not going to be able to just sit there and meld, and they're wrapping around. This could be trouble. TA's got to back off now. SYDM has to see this gank coming. He doesn't. He's running forward, and he's now looking to run away. There's already been one Sentry Ward placed, but the second one will be trouble. He gets split earth. He can't actually refract. He will drop. First blood for LGD.
Yeah, there was a very well-timed gank as well, because the TA wasn't expecting that, and he was farming right when the creeps were meeting at the midpoint right here. I'll try to draw something. And it was a very dangerous position for the TA to be in, because he has a very short range, attack range, and when he tries to last it, he needs to come down to the lower ground, and that makes him vulnerable to the gank.
Yeah, more so than some other mid heroes, you know, say a Tinker or something, you can just sit up on the hill.
Or Queen of Pain,
yeah.
Which has a blink as well.
Well, she's also got the blink. That's pretty nice to have. And Darkseer's still stacking. He's up to level 5. He is getting a lot.
I think he's doing the right thing here, because if he tries to go down, it's just too dangerous for him with the Sven and Leshrac as a support for LGD. They're too strong in the lane, and there are 2 4-second stuns there in total. He can't search out of it. He'll be dead as soon as the stuns off.
And like you pointed out, this is a must-get a Ghost Scepter game, because you're also up against minus armor from TA, and of course you already mentioned the Lifestealer. Yeah. I think Necrolite's a hero that, for the most part, unless they have some really cheesy push lineup, you're okay to trade farm with and angle for later on in the game. So I think this is a smart trade-off, and it's not ideal. You'd rather shut them down, but considering there are 3 heroes down here who aren't really pressuring the other lanes aside from that smoke, it's a trade Vici Gaming should be fairly happy with.
But I'm surprised that the Lashrock, he has opted for the Lightning Storm build. I think for this game, because there's not much pushing power from VG, he could opt for the Diabolic build. Because it's effective against, one thing is effective against the Lanaya, and it goes through the Rage as well for the next. You can still damage with the Edict when he's Rage. And furthermore, VG doesn't have too much of heroes to defend the early towers at the tier 1 outside before the heroes get high level. So it would be a good thing to have Edict to help them push down the towers. I'm really surprised that he still opted for the Split Earth and Lightning Storm build.
Oh, Xiaoi's got a double damager, and he's in Viz mid. He's got a Sentry Ward as well. He needs backup to get the kill, but yeah, there's no backup nearby. For the moment.
And I don't think he can kill the TA alone. He doesn't have the damage over time, as you mentioned before. That's much needed to take away the refraction before you can kill him. And it's a smoke gang again from VG.
And LGD, it looks like they might be setting up for one.
Oh,
here comes the wraparound. Xiaoi's gonna drop here most likely. The stun does hit. Perfect chain there. And he falls. And Stormbolt on 2, but there's no follow-up.
Oh, the Lashrock didn't TP. Only the Sven TP'd in.
If he had come in, TA was there as well. They would have had to back anyway.
Yeah, but it was okay to TP at this point because he could still take the lane. It wasn't too much of a wasted time because Bounty is dead and someone need to take the lane. So even though he didn't manage to save his teammate, it was still not too bad for them.
Yeah, up to level 5. The Darkseer, though, almost 2 levels ahead of him. Yeah, call it about 2 levels ahead. That's a pretty damn big lead, and it shows just how strong the lane that Vici Gaming had in the safe lane was. Normally, Yao gets more out of his lane, and like you said, he's done all the right little things, disrupting the creep pulls. We saw that, forcing the lane to push, and he's still quite far behind.
That's the power of the Darkseer. You can jungle. You have always other options if your lane doesn't work for you. Darkseer is just such a versatile hero that enables him to do so.
I'm really glad we saw him do it, too, because we've seen a lot of teams just force things. Like we saw the Prophet yesterday for long DD, just kept on trying to force things in the lane. He doesn't jungle as fast as the Darkseer, but he still jungles reasonably quickly, and I'm glad he just made that adjustment. Very decisive and smart play.
He's running back to the jungle now, realizing that he can't get anything accomplished about it. And look, the Darkseer is surging his way back to the jungle.
And the one thing, Vici Gaming have a lot of burst damage, so Necrolite can't just rush some really good item like the mech. He's got to get at least power treads up. That's going to delay that next item.
I think it wouldn't surprise me if the Lashrock and the Necrolite, both of them gets early Ghost Scepters.
How early do you want to get it? Because there's a Laguna Blade, there's whatever the Rubik steals. There is a decent amount of nuke damage as well.
You probably want to have it when the TA has her dagger.
Bounty Hunter's coming in. Oh, Xiaoi, gotta be careful here. He gets bursted down again. And the whole point of running a BH solo mid is you got a quick level 6, you control the runes, and you set up kills. But he's the one being killed. He's the one being hunted.
The bounty hunter is being hunted now.
The irony. It's killing me.
And VG has used their smoke better this time around. They didn't waste too many of it, and they got 2 kills on the bounty hunter.
And now they're going
they only
top.
they only wasted 1 on top when they tried to get the Magnus, but he just had the extra move speed to run away from the Rubik.
I'm very impressed by the support's movement this game. Oh, that's why
Look at the vision as well. Look at the vision they're creating.
That's why DM, he gets stunned, but where's that Edict? Without it, they're not killing him. They're still diving. Maybe they'll try to, but I think this is a big mistake if they do. There's your telekinesis stun. There's no backup. Lina wasn't here to combo. But in the end, the gank fails, and like you said, even with Edict, it would have been close, I think, anyway, because they're already at the tower, but would have had a much better shot. Without it, there's almost no point.
I think it's definitely better to have the Edict. Lightning Storm is just so hard. You're counting on the refraction to go down, and sometimes you just don't have the time to wait for it. It's better to have the Edict this game, in my opinion. It's just some sort of thing where they're just so used to getting the Lightning Storm in all the games, and when it comes the time where you have to use the Edict, he's just...
Nyx is on the prowl. He's on the prowl. He wants Sylar. This will be a big kill, and he's raging. Sylar, nothing he can really do. He's vacuumed into the Ion Shell. Stormbolt will be here, but the Infest brings him down. Actually, the Ion Shell got the last bit of damage, but mostly the Infest to finish the kill. A very efficient early movement now from coming out from the carry player in CTY.
He made a mistake there. He could have survived. He could still drop his ulti to stun the Nyx there because it goes through BKB.
I don't think he expected SC to get there quite as quickly as he did, because like you said, he could have done it, but he figured he was dead.
I think he could have at least tried. It's not that the ulti has
it's not an RP or anything.
Yeah, it's not a very long cooldown. It's only 100 seconds. But when it saves your own life as a carry or #1 role, definitely it's worth it.
This is the problem with Necrolite. It seems like every time we see him, it's just... You give him a bunch of farm, and then a lot of other carries can just do more with that farm at this stage in the game, unless you're grouping up and pushing, but... It's kind of at cross purposes. You picked a Necrolite, but you also picked a Bounty Hunter, a hero who just wants to spread the map and go for ganks. There isn't much synergy between these two, and it's certainly not... They're not comboing them in any kind of meaningful way. It wasn't really the best pick to go for the Bounty.
Yeah, I don't like LGD's pickup as well, and it was the same as the game before, where we said before the game started that things were looking better for VG's lanes, and it ended up them winning the game, and it's the same thing again as well this game.
And another interesting point is you have Mag, but you don't have a melee carry. I guess you could count Bounty Hunter, but he's not really a right clicker.
The Sven, I really don't like them having the Sven as support.
Oh, SYDM, he's got to be careful mid. He's getting closer and closer to that blink. Xiaowei comes in just at the right moment, he'll retreat, and they're all grouped up. But it's a total fail. 4 heroes for nothing.
And there's a lot of vision for VG to spot that coming. They didn't even smoke for that, and the TA saw both of the supports running in from the tower. Not to mention the traps, they walked past the traps as well.
This is very nice trap placement, all over the place. All the choke points are pretty much covered.
Because they tried to ganking a couple of times already, and he was like, okay, no, guys, I'm going to prevent this. I'm going to put traps all over the mid lane so that they can't gang me.
Touch the stove once and get burnt. Shame on you for the stove. But touch it again, you'd better have the traps up or it's your own damn fault.
Yeah, the traps would at least help to slow them down if he needs to. Having them all over the place to ensure that he has the maximum chance to survive the gang.
One of the key things for me this game is we see also carries that are very hard to gank in the Lifestealer and the TA. Very tanky, survivable, and even the Lifestealer just building mobile, which makes him even harder to kill with the phase drums. Whereas in that game 1, we saw Luna. Luna is a much easier kill than a lot of these heroes.
Yeah, and I really like this build as well. I believe it was first introduced by Fear. He did it in... I forgot what match it was, a tournament, and I saw him building this build as well. Phase boots, drums, then into Armlet.
Some people would argue that he stole it from another a player who I don't think plays competitively, known as FNC, but that was the first big competitive usage that I can recall anyway.
Yeah, then after the Armlet he will go for... It's quite a good build as well. Armlet after that will be the Abyssal Blade. It gives you much more middle lane.
Yeah, you're so good at chasing with that build.
Yeah, you have a better chasing potential, and it gives the supports a harder time to kite the Nyx around. So I believe it's the correct build to go here because of the Warcry. The Warcry gives everyone that extra move speed to run away from you. If you're going for this build, it helps the Nyx catch up on them. And not to mention the track as well. There's a track.
Winter, I'm looking at the lineups more and more as we get towards the mid-game. There's a Rubik in this game, and there's a Stormbolt to be stolen. And they have the Vacuum to set up the Stormbolt. They also have the Vacuum to set up the RP. YXY could have one of those huge games that we saw before. Oh, that could be scary. And they've got the heroes that can jump in first in the Lifestealer and the TA, so he can sit on the back lines, and it's going to be hard for LGD to bridge that gap until the blink comes out on Yao, but he's really not that close to it. It's still quite far away.
And I'm looking forward to see some Nyx bombs as well inside the
inside the TA. It's such a good combo.
That's a very big and painful bomb. The Nyx ulti to the melt hit. Oh my god, it's going to be so painful for them.
That's for, even with the Ghost Scepter, you might just die before you can even turn it on. That's how much damage it does.
I think for the moment, if the Nyx still doesn't have too much items, you still have time to pop it out. I don't know about the late game though.
Yeah, later on. Later on it could get very different.
He's only 200 away from his dagger. We could see some Nyx bombs sooner than expected.
You know, this is the... Compare it also to the Necrolite. I was talking about the easy to gank heroes. Necrolite, even with the mech, is not that hard to kill compared to, say, the TA or the Lifestealer. And it forces LGD to invest more in protecting him, whereas look at what the Lifestealer's doing. He's pushing mid. We have even Darkseer very hard to kill. They're the ones out farming LGD because they have these very tanky, difficult to lock down carries.
Yeah, and not to mention that LGD has to group out now to try and take towers, and he's giving all the other heroes the time. I don't think, even though if they don't defend this, it's okay, because two lanes are pushing the Nyx and the Rubik, Darkseer are pushing the top lane and middle lane consecutively, as LGD is only trying to pressure down one tower. They're going to scramble back to try to defend the towers right now.
Yeah, but Bounty Hunter can't do anything to XTT.
Oh, bot lane, they're going to try to engage here.
Oh, they are chasing onto Sylar. In comes, he's tracked up, but SYDM's still running in. He's already lost all his refraction. That's a 2-hero Stormbolt. That's an RP. That was a big blunder to run into that. They got to be kicking themselves after that one.
Why did they go in like this?
That was very sloppy. TA tanked an entire creep
They're
wave.
still going to try to get... Oh no, they won't.
A little bit of the jitters there for VG, perhaps.
The Knight shouldn't have TP'd in. He should have just tried to take down the mid tower. At least get something back for the team. He TP'd in for nothing again.
They could have just sat and farmed. You know, there's no... They shouldn't feel this huge sense of urgency. They're also on the Dire side. They have the Roche advantage.
Yeah, they have to be a bit more patient than that. Knowing that during the late game phase, having the TA and the Nakes, you have a lot of right-click damage. You shouldn't be worried at all if the game drags on long, because the Sven is a support Sven, it's not a carry Sven.
Yeah, and the Necrolite, he's only going to do a fixed amount of damage throughout the game. I guess you can count the ult a little bit.
He can't do anything against the Nakes.
Yeah, he's just going to be raged, and you're not going to be... You can stun him, but you're not doing damage while he's raged.
I really don't like this for LGD, but if VG continues to make another few mistakes here and there, it's going to be bad for them.
Well, also if they get these towers for free, that's going to help them a lot, because then they can start to set up those kills. And I don't...
Duxia has his mag out now.
Yeah, he's had that actually for like 2 minutes, I think. Rubik's stolen track. Wow, he tracked Xiao 8. That's a very important... Another... Too many abilities for Rubik to steal.
And I really hope that they know that they need to farm up more. Oh, they're going to try to defend this?
It's not
Oh,
clear.
I
think this would be a mistake again. They don't have the whole team here. Lifestealer's not in position.
Oh, push bottom tower, SYDM.
They're going to fight. They're going to fight, but the tower's already fallen. That's a nice initiation, but the Stormbolt is a bit better. They're focusing Fenrir. YXY, what can he steal? All he's got is track right now. Lifestealer's getting surrounded, and now focus down. He stole a track again. That's not really the ability you want. I guess that is what they want because they're running away. They only lost the Lina. That could have been a lot worse. I really don't know why they're fighting this.
Yeah, lose because there isn't an RP just now. He just got up, and I think they have to realize that with Necrolite, they have a better LGD have a better 5-man Dora lineup. VG, you have to split push. Remember the routes they're doing with the anti-mage. They have to do it right now. They shouldn't try to contest the fight at this stage of the game because they're still a lot of core items away from doing so.
Yeah, sure, you've got the mech, but you need more. You need that. Well, the Blink Dagger just came out.
Are they going to do a Ninja Rush? The Knicks can just invest in the TA and they could just do it now because LGD is backing off. This is a perfect timing for them to do the rush.
They're not doing it.
Oh yeah, I think they're just worried.
Winter,
they don't have too much vision on the map.
Nobody else does the Ninja Rush like you. You see it like 20 times a game where you could do it, but these teams, it is a high pressure environment. It is a big risk. If they somehow got ganked at a Ninja Rush, it would be a disaster for them. But
unless LGD show their face with multiple heroes at on, then they can do it.
Well, but it's only Bounty there right now. Blink is up on Yao as well.
I think it could still be a safe option because the Knicks investing in the TA and they could bring it down rather quickly with the meld. So it's actually pretty safe in my opinion to do it. They also have sentries and wards out there outside the Rosh pit before.
There's going to be a basher soon on this Nyx. He does have a belt of giant strength up. The Nyx is quite far. My concern is the TA has been shut down rather heavily. She's a solid like 2k net worth behind the Necrolite and the Nyx.
Yeah, it was because of the death. And the early laning phases as well, where he got ganked by the Sven and Lashok. So he had a really hard time at the start.
Gold-wise, dead even game, even a slightly to the Dire. Experience-wise, they're leading by a bit. They're still ahead.
VG should be ahead by now because they just took a tower.
Yeah, they should be ahead. And when it comes to towers, let's see, 3 down versus 1 down. Yeah, they're really ahead.
2 down. Actually, it's 2. No, 3. Yeah, 3.
SYDM's getting caught. He gets skewered and tracked. Track kills just not something you want to be giving away this game.
Yeah, and I want to say something as well. It comes to my mind all of a sudden because the other day, VG they did badly against a Bounty Hunter, and the next day they opted to ban Bounty Hunter against. It was the IG game. They fared badly against the Bounty Hunter, and I was talking about why they were banning the Bounty Hunter the next day because it was one of the heroes that will punish a team that makes mistakes. And VG, because of their inexperience, they were always making mistakes here and there. And Bounty Hunter is a hero that they are extremely weak against because they are making mistakes. Bounty Hunter makes you pay a lot when you make mistakes with the track goal.
Yeah, it's where experience can pull you ahead, like you put out. God Strength popped by the Rubik. Or no, actually, it looks like he just lost it. But still, that's one thing we just haven't. Oh, YXY, that's too far in. He's got to back off. Oh boy, a little bit dangerous there. I don't think
they want to fight.
They're jumping in. There's the Nake's bomb. DD's dropping low. Can they bring him down in time? They do. Now they vacuum Sylar in the chasing game. He's already got the Ghost Scepter up. And then, oh, Yao actually skewers the man and then blinks over the edge. Well,
saving his team.
Really nice play there, actually. But will DDC still fall? He looks to be in trouble. There's an open wound. They want Yao as well. They want two, but don't get greedy and end up with nothing. That's something they have to be careful about. They're going to focus on DDC. There's your trap. The Necrolite ult is available. Will they look to pop this? Track's being thrown out, but they're just going to abandon DDC. And when these heroes get isolated, they can get picked off. YXY has stolen Shuriken Toss. He's low. Is there a vacuum? No vacuum. It was already used. And
use it. And Xiao dodged the Shuriken Toss from YXY with his Ghost Ward.
Wow, very close. Still, for Vici Gaming, a decent fight. It wasn't great, but they didn't really screw it up, and I think that's enough. As long as they don't really screw up fights. Also, they're in prime position to go Roche right now.
Are they going to do? Yeah, they're going to do it. They're going to do it.
Maybe not. No, just going to trap it, I guess. Because you know Bounty has to go heal.
I sort of thought they were doing it. I saw a ping from DDC at the Roche pit.
You did know Bounty had to go heal, and the Leshrac was dead. He just respawned, so I feel like maybe they don't have enough damage yet. Actually, maybe it wouldn't have been possible.
It could be still risky because there's a tier 1 tower in mid lane, and they could reach over very fast. It's really hard to tell whether LGD could, or they're actually checking it. They're worried that VG are doing it.
Yeah, so I guess good thing they didn't. Because actually, they don't have an extra damage item yet on the TA, so it wouldn't drop that fast. Even the lifesteal, he's going for a basher, but that's not...
He has a DD rune, actually, so...
Oh, what can they make happen with this?
Yeah, he could have done it just now, but they were just worried that it might be too risky, and it's understandable because there's still a tier 1 tower up nearby, and if you're doing a rush and you get spotted up, the cavalry will arrive really quickly, and if you're in a bad spot, it will definitely be very bad for you and you get caught out like that.
CTY, he's getting close to that basher. They're not really split pushing though. He's just sitting in the jungle. One hero in a lane, everybody else back at base, and now Roshan, nope, not going to be open.
Sylar is TPing top. Here's the opening for Roshan if they want to do it.
So many things that look like openings this game, but they're just not taking. They're not going for it.
Yeah, they're just worried because they didn't have a lot of vision like the game before. You can see on VG's vision, they only have multiple sentries on the map for the Bounty Hunter, but they don't have any wards yet.
They're actually totally in the dark. I just showed their vision. It's really, really bad vision. It's one of the worst. It's like the worst vision I've seen from them in this series. And game 1 they didn't have a whole lot either.
Yeah, it was because they were constantly trying to take fights, and which I think they should have. In the earlier tier 1 towers, they could still take a trade, try to split push other lanes, and give time for the supports to go place up some wards, farm up some more items before they start to fight. I really think that they should have taken a fight a bit later than...
Oh, nice sentry ward in the middle of the lane. This will spot the smoke if they run up.
I think they will run up in a bit more. Yeah, they will.
Here we go. Everything should be spotted now.
And VG has to hold the high ground and try to split push the other lanes because at this moment it's still really hard for them to take on a head-on 5 versus 5 clash. Their carries are not farm up enough.
Yeah, the Nake's has a lot of attack speed, a lot of damage. I feel like he just needs a little bit more survivability now.
Especially on the TA. The Nake's has quite decent items, but the TA is far behind.
Yeah, needs that BKB very badly.
But if he goes for the BKB, he has to be careful for the RP as well.
Yeah, so does the Nakes. The Nakes also has to be careful about that. These two have relatively, even the TA, very low range, so the two carries, you really don't want them to both jump in and then immediately just get RP'd.
Yeah, and they have a lot of movement speed to try and kite you around in the form of the Warcry and the track bonus speed.
Oh, I wanted to point out, Darkseer, he got a Blink Dagger like 2 minutes ago, so XTT, they're looking to him to be the big initiator in this game.
Yeah, he shows that they were worried because the TA, he's pretty behind in farm and they do not want him to go in first. So when the Darkseer gets a dagger, he can initiate with the Darkseer's next bomb instead of the TA going in first.
I quite like this because once Darkseer drops his vacuum and his wall, sure, you can surge people and throw ion shells out, but for the most part, your work is done for that team fight. And if he draws a couple of stuns, those are stuns that aren't going to the TA or the Nake, so I think it's a pretty smart build, actually.
Yeah, if he could draw away the fire from the Nakes and the TA, it would be definitely to the benefit of their team, sacrificing himself for the greater good.
Yeah, take the bullet. You know, it's Secret Service style, Darkseer.
Take the bullet for the country.
Yeah, for the
but
president.
He's taking the bullet for his teammates.
Once the Abyssal Blade is out, Vici Gaming is going to have a very...
They're pinging the Roche. They're pinging the Roche. Are they going to do it now?
They just saw a couple of heroes top. Now LGD is immediately rotating towards mid. I don't know if they can even... if they go right there, I think they'll be there in time. But no, VG is not going to go for it.
I think the wards gives LGD... Look at the wards. They have enough intel to know what's going on. There's a ward there in the lane.
Yeah, they don't actually see them going Roche, but they know that there are heroes not in the lane. They know where the heroes aren't, and that allows them to have a general idea of where they could be.
And I think CTY has to start pushing the bottom lane and try to take out... The tower is very low. Try to take more map control for them. He has to stop trying to force fights. They are a bit too eager to start out 5-on-5 fights right now.
He is
I'm
the
just worried
biggest... He is the biggest hero by quite a bit, so he's at least staying ahead of these other farmers.
I'm just worried they'll get into a bad situation where RP hits many of their heroes and the Sven and Lashok will destroy them.
The one thing that's a little bit different this game is YXY is not getting those big items up, like the Blink Dagger and the Force Staff. He's not really farming well, so it's going to be harder for him to steal the right spells at the right moment.
Yeah, it's due to the fact that they didn't get a lot of towers as compared to the game before, and they didn't have a lot of kills as well. The game before was them having a lot of kills and taking down towers. That's why the supports were rich.
They are spending a lot of time farming, though. Their Lifestealer's getting pretty damn fat, and once the Abyssal Blade comes out, we may see him and TA just be able to pick someone off instantly. Blink in, Abyssal them, and there's nothing they can do.
Or him and the Darkseer, because the Darkseer has a dagger.
Oh, that's another thing they could use it for. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, they could infest the Darkseer. It's not something you normally see too much of.
Yeah, it just deals a lot of damage because you can actually Iron Shell the Lifestealer as well before you guys go in. And when you activate Rage, the Iron Shell is still there.
When you're inside of the Darkseer, does it give you a double Ion Shell or only when you pop out?
Only when you pop out.
Okay. It's still pretty good, though.
If it works when you're inside, it's a bit...
cheesy.
Broken. Yeah, and cheesy as well.
You should be ashamed of yourself for doing that.
But if you are playing a tournament like them, it doesn't matter. You just want to win, no matter what it takes.
It does feel like one of those games that could be decided by just one RP. In fact, it feels like one of those games that will be decided by one RP.
You may be wrong. It could be the second RP that decides it.
Well, no, one RP, but I didn't say whose RP. Just one. It could be the Rubik's.
There could be more RPs if the Magnus gets a refresh.
RP City. Population 2. Rubik and Magnus.
Oh, he's getting a Perseverance. He's good. We are going to see another RP.
3 RPs. Now Rubik needs to get a refresher of his own. I don't think we're going to see that.
Refresher's gonna...
LGD, the bounty is just not doing much for them. How many track kills does he actually have? I feel it's like 1 or 2.
Not much. Look at the kills. There's only 11 kills in total from both teams.
Yeah,
from both teams right now.
And he's only participated in 4, and I want to say like at least 2 of those he didn't have track of.
And you have to take account that this is a very crucial game for both teams. They are both playing very safe because it's a very, very important game, and it's in a very stress situation, both of them. Whoever loses this are definitely out of the event, and both of these teams don't want to be the first person that makes the mistake.
So YXY is just lurking outside of the Roshan pit. LGD actually just smoked up. Now they're looking to go.
They got the dagger.
Yeah, he could just blink away. Waste of
That's
time.
the thing.
And now SYDM, he's starting to catch up with the farm. The BKB
Abyssal Blade. CTY has Abyssal Blade.
Abyssal and him, BKB on the TA. They're getting their bigger items now.
And they're going to infest now and do the Roche.
If they go top, they can just go Roche so easily. But they're going top.
They want to fight again. That's the thing what I'm saying. Why VG is so eager to fight? They could just take a trade off and even trade a tower or Roche. Look, Xiao 8 is even pinging they might be rushing right now.
But he's not moving there. It's like, okay, we're going to get the trade because they're going to be Roche. Will it work out? Is Xiaowei just going to be so surprised that they're trying to fight that they get caught out of position? It could be the case.
With the melt, and they could do it really quickly.
Oh, TA's not here yet, though. She's running back. She's already used her TP. Blink into that vacuum. That could decide the fight. He searched around. He's invested. Get ready for the blink bomb. Here comes Darkseer. Here comes TA. Vacuum and fast combo. But is it actually the right combo? CTY's going to get RP'd. Wall rage. Can they bring him down? It was stolen. Oh my goodness. That YXY does it again. What an incredible fight from Vici Gaming. They're out team fighting LGD. 4 heroes dead. And Xiao 8. Oh man. He runs away. Rubik steals RP again, and it all started with the Darkseer bomb. Just they used everything to try and lock him down.
It didn't seem like it was going VG's way at the start because the Swan stun actually landed on the Nyx. The Nyx wasn't quick on activating his rage, and he got stunned, and I thought for a moment that it could be bad because after he got stunned, he got reverse polarity as well.
Yeah, like you said, it wasn't even perfect execution, but it was just... That's the beauty of, like you said, getting the BKB out, those core teamfight items. Then even, you couldn't really go on the TA, because you have to RP the Lifestealer, and when you try to RP him, you're not necessarily getting the Rubik. It was a really smart flanking maneuver by YXY. It was a very well-executed fight, and LGD, you know, like you expected Roche. You said, oh, they're going Roche. Xiao 8 expected Roche. He was expecting it so much, they weren't ready for that smoke. It was like the next level of counter ganks and reactions, something very unusual. But it was also
ballsy play as well. The what if the fight went LGD's way, and you'll be patting your head and saying, we should have just gone Roche, and nothing like that would have happened. Yeah, it was just a two-way thing.
Roche was the safe option. They took the more dangerous road, the road less traveled, and it worked.
The road less traveled. So now you're into poetry.
I'm not a poet, but I do like some good poetry.
The next bomb is coming again. TA is driving the Nyx around.
Nyx is driving the Nyx. Episode 2 featuring SYDM. XTT is going to take a break. And LGD, it's going to be harder and harder for them. Also, Rubik still has RP. And how long does he have it for? Let's see. Oh, he's got it for not that much longer, actually. Oh, wait. No, he's got it for a while. Sorry, he's got it for a while.
It's going to be 2 minutes, I think. Around 1.5 to 2 minutes.
Yeah, it's really hard to see that.
Yeah, that's why I really hope that...
That little indicator.
Yeah, we'll implement
right
an indicator that counts the timing. It helps though a lot for the Rubik to be able to know when exactly the timing of the ulti, the spell will be finished.
At least for the observers, even if they think it's too good to give to the Rubik. I don't know. I would like to see.
At least for the observers, we can see the timing of the spell still.
Maybe it makes Rubik too good if you can time it down to the second.
Well, if you're saying that, but it should be fair because Morphling you can see the timer.
Yeah, so it's even for both teams.
I mean for both the heroes, not the teams.
Oh, yeah, the hero. I don't know. I think Spell Steal's a little bit more important than Replicate, though. Like it's it's a little bit more of a game-changing ability, so I'm not sure that's a good comparison, but.
Yeah, you're right. That's right. If you are able to see the timer on the Rubik himself, might probably be too good.
CTY's mauling away on the tower. It comes Sven. What can he really do, though? And CTY's gonna have that next item soon. Once he gets that next item, he's gonna be he's gonna be almost impossible to kill.
I think they can take a fight right now with the Aegis.
They think so too, and I agree.
Are they waiting for something?
They have a gem too. Fenrir's got a gem, and Bounty Hunter could get caught if he's not careful.
Yeah, this is a game. See, you can see the vast improvement VG had for the past few games. They are now getting the gems without even being down beforehand. They know that when they need the gem and when they don't need the gem. They are getting the gem before the previous games was when they realize it's too late. Oh, we are so screwed right now. Something like that wouldn't have happened if you had the gem to devote the vision. And in this game round, they're getting it even before that happens. That's very crucial to build the lead they're already having right now.
I gotta say, Vici Gaming needs an in-game pennant. We have 1,060 people with LGD pennants. Out of all the people in Dota TV, over 1,000 of them have bought an LGD pennant, and Vici Gaming doesn't even have one in the game yet. Get on that, guys, because however this game turns out, I think they've earned a following and they deserve it.
Even though if they lose this game, they really showed their true potential there. And I'm really excited to see in the future, even though they lose this game, I'm really excited to follow this team.
Yeah, you and I were talking, well, at least what I was bringing up and what we were sort of talking about is it's good to have fresh blood in the scene, and it's also good to have another competitor, you know, because China has been very top-heavy for, I mean, not, I guess not right now, perhaps, but over the past 6 months, you know, it's been LGD, DK, IG, and then everyone else. Like, some people would try to put eHome or Tongfu in that conversation, but they haven't really been that consistent, and now eHome's not existing anymore, so. And Tongfu's been very up and down as of late, too, so I'm excited for this. It's always good to see fresh blood.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing for the viewers as well to be able to see some fresh new faces and bring some more excitement to the game.
And who doesn't like an underdog? Well, I mean, if they win this game, how much longer do they... They'll still be underdogs versus IG, but, you know, how much longer will they stay underdogs if they keep on winning games?
Would it be a fairy tale if they beat LGD this game and they beat IG the next game?
That would be like the story of... I would say 2012, but I guess technically it's 2013 now. Oh, I should point out, Yao has a refresher. So they do have double RP, and they have Hex on Sylar. I think he's had this for a little while, but... I don't know. It might be a fresh Hex, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be very crucial. But even with the refresher... You
still have an Aegis on your life stealer.
Yeah, it still doesn't feel that LGD has that much of a confidence in taking the fights. They still have to be very careful with the wall and the spell steal from the Rubik.
If they were confident, they'd all go mid, because they have a lineup that's very heavily teamfight focused. Even Necrolite's a teamfight carry. He wants to just be pushing with his team, spamming heal, and just sieging out the enemy. It shows you that they don't feel confident because they're not pushing.
Yeah, they're worried. They're still worried even when they have the refresher. It's sort of because of the fact that the Rubik is playing so well, and if they even get another spell steal on the reverse polarity, it would have been, I think, at this stage of the game, it would have been over for them already.
And they're all scattering. Oh, XTT!
Oh.
Almost caught the retreating here. Also, he's got a pipe up now. Just more... Necrolite... This is the other issue with Necrolite, is common items like mech and pipe really negate his damage in teamfights.
Oh, look at the last hits graph. I didn't expect this. Look at it.
CTY very far ahead.
Not only that, look who is at the second position.
Dark's here? XTT, yeah.
Didn't expect that at all. He's so farmed.
Do you remember game 1? It was Vici gaming with an 80 CS Darkseer at like 20-something minutes in. Didn't he get his mech at like 20 minutes that game?
Yeah, he's so slow, and this game is... Oh my god, he's so farmed, I didn't even notice.
You have to go back to the laning stage. He just abandoned that bottom lane. I really wish more teams would do it. It's so much more effective in most cases. I guess in some cases it's dangerous, but when you're up against a hero like Necrolite where it's okay to give him farm as long as you get a trade, that's the better trade.
And it's a wise decision as well, because if he goes to the lane, the Sven and Leshak will be waiting for him.
Positioning is crucial here. Positioning is crucial here. They're going in. That's a vacuum away. Oh, he does get a couple of heroes with RP, but it was stolen by Rubik, I think.
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
He didn't.
No, he wasn't able to steal it. He went for it, though. All he got was the shockwave. And RP number 1 down. Do they have a second? They do. But I think they need the double RP to win this fight. CTY's manning up. He's focusing down DD. DD trying to run away. He will... Barely living. Barely living. CTY still has the Aegis. Ghost Scepters can kite. Oh, he loses the Aegis. Not in the best position right now. I think he'll be okay. Wow, Rubik, I thought he had RP because he force-staffed in right after stealing that spell, looking to cast it, but all he had was the shockwave. Even he thought he stole it.
I thought for a moment that he got it as well.
Wow. Still,
Hex.
it could happen again. With the Hex on cooldown, now CTY can get a lot more confident. And they go, here comes the RP. After the skewer catches 3, but can they burst them down in time? That's the big question. CTY's at full HP. He hasn't even been scratched. He hasn't even taken a lick of damage onto Sylar, who Ghost Scepters, but will be open wounds. If he dies here, they're in a lot of trouble. I don't think they have anything left in the tank. VG Gaming are doing it. They're overwhelming LGD at the fountain. They do need to get that Rax, though. They haven't done it just yet. They
managed to stop RP the second time just now.
Oh, God. Did he really steal it again? Unbelievable.
Yeah,
this guy, he's stealing RP every time. And it shows you that as strong as Mag is, he's kind of a liability in the Chinese scene if teams are getting Rubik, which they really favor as a support.
Yeah, definitely. And when the Rubik is playing well, and he's always constantly waiting for the spell seal for the Magnus, it's really hard for the Magnus to avoid it because the cast time of his other spells are really so long. So as long as the Rubik gets his fingers really quickly, getting ready the spell seal on the Magnus, as soon as he brings in, it'll be really hard for the Magnus to avoid it.
And it's so much easier because they have 3 heroes that jump in. Darkseer with the Blink Dagger and all these defensive items, Lifestealer, who's just a jump-in hero to begin with, and TA. All 3 of these heroes jump in, and they have to be focused, they're priority targets, which means it's much easier for YXY to steal it. Like, if they had a very squishy carry like a Luna, who doesn't really want to jump into the fight in most games, it might be a lot more difficult, but this game, they're really setting them up for it.
Now the CTO has a full heart.
He doesn't have an Aegis, but this is basically another extra life. He can just leave Armlet on all the time now.
Oh my god. He's so big on that life stealer.
Are we getting to that point where we have to say good news is he's starting to run out of item slots? We can't even really say it because these are all cheap items. You know, drums, phase boots, and Armlet.
I hope we don't go down that road, man.
Oh man. Xiao 8 wants to go down that road. He's picked up an Eagle Sun. He's going for a butterfly on a solo mid bounty hunter. 8 kills. That's the... We go back to the draft, and you were questioning the bounty hunter pick a little bit, not as a pick, but with the lanes they had, and it just doesn't... And it really is at cross purposes with Necrolite. They're not finding any track kills. We're 40 minutes in. The team has 8 kills, and I think they have at most like 4 track kills this game.
I just wonder why they didn't pick up Beastmaster right there. Beastmaster would have been so much better with their lineup.
Against Lifestealer, so effective. And even against TA, you can do more to TA in the lane.
I really don't know about the bounty hunter pickup. I don't really understand, but probably they're thinking that they want to use the track and the war cry from the strand to kite the Nyx around.
Yeah, but when you do that, most teams, they combo it with, you know, someone else who's good at tower diving as a carry or semi-carry, like a Night Stalker. Comboing it with the Necrolite just feels very weird and awkward. There's no synergy.
Yeah, I don't really like the pickup at all. I don't understand. Probably they have some form of their own explanation, which I don't really know.
Yeah, whatever the plan was, it's not going according to it, that's for sure.
This is going to be a very hard push to stop the next push that's coming from VG.
And they're going to get the Roche here.
They're going to get the push first, yeah. The Roche is going to be up soon.
LGD, can you win if you just give this away?
No, I think they have to fight this.
They're not really in position to do it. It's not up yet. It will respawn very, very soon, though.
They have to fight this. You can see them grouping up already. They want to fight this.
Refresher is up. Double RP is up. Rubik's RP is up. Rubik's RP is about to wear off, though.
You still have to count Yao's mag in. He could still win the whole fight single-handedly with his RP.
But it really has to be like everyone. At least the Rubik and the 2 damage dealers. If they gets all those, they have a good shot. But if he misses the Rubik or he misses a Lifestealer TA, especially the Lifestealer, it's going to be trouble.
The Rubik is putting a lot of stress on Yao now. Because he's
getting in his head, man.
Yeah, usually when you're the mag and there's 2 big carries on the team, you're just thinking, I want to ulti the Nyx and the TA. But in this situation, he's like, okay, I can't do it. He can steal and ulti us back though. I have to ulti him as well.
And Yao is very deliberate with his RPs, and if you just plant the seed of doubt in his head, it can make a difference. They're smoked up, they want to go in here, and the question comes down to vision. And already the dewarding game begins.
Did he just... How did he end up inside the pit? Did he just walk in there?
Yeah, he walked in.
Yeah, for a moment I thought he blinked in with the Darkseer, but I was wondering why he was alone.
I also want to check buybacks. Bounty Hunter and Darkseer are the only 2 who have it. And Necrolite... No, Necrolite just got a plate mail, so he doesn't.
Yeah, I think he should be going for more attack speed after this item.
The Lifestealer?
Yeah, going for assault. It would be very good for him. Either even the Maelstrom build would be good for him.
It's the one downside of the phase boots is Rage gives you good attack speed, Drums gives you decent, but his attack speed isn't amazing until he gets that 1 extra item.
Yeah, because if you usually go for the power trades and it gives you that 30% of attack speed, and then there's another point as well. He didn't go Midas as well. Usually you go Midas as Nyx.
Here we go. Here's the big fight. Xiaowei throwing out the tracks. He's going to initiate. CTY comes in. Where's that RP? It's all about Yao and the Rubik. He catches quite a few, but Rubik is here. He's going to steal the RP. He's stolen it. He's going to drop it. And now CTY focusing on Xiaowei, and everybody's melting. CTY is still very, very healthy. The RP gets stolen again. He never got to use the second one, and without that double perfect RP, just no chance of the team fight.
I think it's going to be.
It's too hard for him to get the RP. It's really not even Yao's fault anymore. Like it's a blink 4-staff Rubik who never has to go in first. How are you going to catch him? It's impossible.
Can never catch him.
Vici Gaming is doing it. You actually said you thought they were going to win this game if they had a decent draft, and they had a very solid draft this game. It was LGD with the questionable one, the Necrolate and the Bounty Hunter. These two together just don't really seem to fit.
I was thinking that they would go something like a Beastmaster and a carry, but they didn't have Faceless Void, so I was wondering what they would pick up for. Even they could use the Sven as carry, but which I never seen them done a lot of times before. So I was thinking probably they would go for something else, and I didn't expect it to be the green old man there, the Necrolite.
I'm gonna wait. We'll see how this game turns out, but wow. I'm very impressed.
It has already become a game for VG to lose.
I have good news for you. LGD have 2 gems. I also have bad news for you. Gems can't kill Lifestealer. And he's got 3,700 gold.
Okay, good news. The gem will help against the TA.
Yeah. Up to 2,300 gold. Once she gets Daedalus, or once Lifestealer gets his next item, I feel like that's it.
I think it's already very difficult. I'm not trying to count out LGD right now, but I really don't feel good about this anymore.
The G1 League champions, they 2-0'd IG in the LAN finals of that tournament. They took down DK as well. Is it possible they're losing to the upstarts today? It feels like it more and more the longer this game goes.
And everyone is calling them the pop star team.
Yeah.
And they are doing it against LGD right now. No one will ever call them a pop star team anymore after this win.
I will, because they're stars and they're really good at pub, so they're pub stars. If they win this game, you could, but it's a very different meaning. Pub stars, generally, I wouldn't say derogatory, but it's basically saying you're only good in pubs, so that's where you're best at. You can't really play competitive. And it's not us calling them that. It's the Chinese fans, like on all their message boards. They were all calling Vici Gaming a pub star team. So it's it's not just us as casters saying it. It's it was the whole community in general. It was thinking that it's just a pub star team.
And I'm waiting for. There's also one more item LGD can have to help them. The offering. They have 3 melee heroes. I'm just surprised they still haven't get it.
Yeah, they could get it. It would help them, but I don't know if it's really enough though.
They're really in so much trouble right now.
So
the goal graph tells you that.
So I guess they're trying to wait until the Rubik's RP wears off and maybe the Aegis expires, but
Can't fight with the Aegis outside the base. They can only hope for VG to come to the high ground before they can fight.
It's gonna be an assault for CTY. It's complete pretty much.
Yeah, he needs more attack speed. Assault is the item for him. It's either Assault or the Mojonia.
Well, he's already got the components. It's gonna be assault.
The armor buff would be definitely good for his teammates as well.
And it helps with the TA too. It's these two carries have very good synergy.
Yeah. TA melts one, and Nyx just kills him with the Nyx bomb and his right clicks.
I mean, when we first saw TA get released in Dota 2, she was just such a good solo at that time before Refraction was nerfed, and also, teams weren't used to playing against her because if you're practicing Dota 2, sure you played TA in Dota 1, you played against her in Dota 1, but it had been a while since they had really played against her.
The thing is, TA is much stronger in Dota 2 because of the attack animation, and it's much easier to land the side blades. And there was one more reason as well. In Dota,
I thought they fixed that with the side blades.
In Dota 1, you can't refract and use stop. It's harder to last hit in the lane because when you use stop, it actually counts as you use one refraction.
CTY, he's gonna get hexed up here. Remember, he's got Aegis though, and Assault. And already the hex is gone.
Bring him down.
Why are they trying to fight outside the base? This feels like a mistake. I'm not sure why they're defending their tier 2.
Not sure.
I guess they feel like if VG gets to the base, they just lose. Maybe that's the thought process.
Being in it doesn't make sense as well. Being in the high ground gives you the advantage.
I'm surprised to see them. Are they going to go for a smoke gank wraparound? No, they're just
No,
going to
they're
give it up.
right
They're going to
now.
give it up.
Yeah. They can't fight outside already. I think they already realized it. They need more farm on DD to be able to come back. DD only has a BKB right now.
Oh, but to finish our conversation about the TA, I like how when teams are picking her, it's always with another physical DPS hero nowadays.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
Infest Bomb.
Oh, I thought he was just gonna go in right there.
They're...
Duxie has a hex, Duxie has a hex.
It's almost he's got to make sure he gets that off quickly. He's got a lot of abilities to use. Blink in, vacuum, wall, hex, get the pipe out right before you go.
He's doing the pipe already.
Alright, here comes the surge, here comes the initiation. TA jumping in, bringing the bounty hunter low. Now you're vacuum to follow up. Lifestealer's already popped out. No, he's going in, it looks like. Everybody's getting caught. Rubik on the sidelines, he stole RP again. He will unload it, but is it enough? Everybody fighting in the wall. Lifestealer Aegis already blown. He comes back to life soon, but he does it without 3 of his teammates. CTY on the way out. LGD are turtling this one out and able to survive for the moment. It looks like CTY may drop as well. Lena already back at base. Did they just blow it? Winter. Oh boy. They could taste it. They could taste it.
Rubik only used the reverse on one person and Magnus hit, I think at least the next, he hit the next TA and the Darkseid. He hit 3% with his RP. And
he
Rubik
got the double too. He got the double on those heroes.
And Rubik only hit the last round. And that was the one of the fight where we see the fights before. Yao, he can't use his refresher and hit the 2 RPs because the Rubik is always constantly RPing him as well. But in this fight, it wasn't the case. The Rubik only RP'd the last shot alone.
He could have gotten more. He just got hasty and popped it. Like, there was nothing to stop him because they were all clustered up around the wall. He could have just walked in there and RP'd.
He was just being a bit
over-eager.
A bit too over-eager to use it.
In spite a big dip upwards, I think they got at least a handful of track kills.
Track goal as well. Track goal.
They're still on the Dire. They still have a lineup that could kill Roche really quickly. They still, I want to say they still have the team fight edge as long as they're stealing RP.
It's a costly mistake because if they take the game too long, if Sven managed to come up with another 1 item, it's going to be very difficult later on.
Yeah, because then we see the empowered Sven. Oh, he gets the Vlads. Not going for a damage item.
Yeah, someone has to get it. But I was thinking that Bounty Hunter might go for it and let Sven come up with
They're going to ask
DPS.
Xiao Wei to be that primary DPS, I think.
Yeah, Xiao Wei has the butterfly and 1 more new item now. Probably he'll get the Abyssal.
Wow. Why is it every game with Mag that has... Every game with Mag that doesn't just end right away for the team that has the Mag, it gets so ridiculous later on. This hero...
And you know, this is starting to remind me of the 70-minute game the other day.
It's such a different lineup for both teams, but there are some similarities, like just the back and forth, the ping-pong effect.
The other day was like Illusion Fest, and today is RP Fest.
So TA has a Daedalus, or not a Daedalus, a Demon Edge now. Could be the MKB, I think, for Bounty Hunter.
If you build the Demon Edge first, usually the MKB. And it's good against the butterfly of the bounty.
Still, there's the Mass Ghost Scepters, and there's the Force Stabs, and the Shiva's now out of Necrolite.
Oh, there's 2 Ghost Scepters, Necro and Lashra.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Yao even gets one later on. Yeah, he just got one, that's what I said.
And you can refresh that as well, so... He'll have a double Ghost Scepter in this fight. Although, if you're hitting... Like, your only job is to hit RP. If they focus you after that, you don't really care.
Making sure you survive as well, so that you can empower your teammates, is also an important thing.
Yeah. Hopefully he gets that out before the fight starts. We'll see. Oh, Xiao Wei just walks right by a double damage rune. Oh, hello, sir.
Oh, hello, DD.
Hello. He's got a Yasha out now. Most likely.
He's not going for the Abyssal Blade, he's going for the Manta.
Abyssal Blade's very good against Lifestealer.
Oh, he just dispels the track.
It all hangs in the balance once again.
It was a game that were in a lot of control just now, and suddenly it's like 50-50 again.
It really... If fighting outside the base is going to be a lot harder for LGD. I think even at the Roshan pit, if Vici Gaming have vision, it's still going to be hard to find that reverse polarity, but
But it works both ways. I think in those congested areas, Daxia and the mag will be very crucial. How they engage and how they time and wait for their spells to use it at the right timing.
Who's got smoke? DDC's got smoke.
They are tracked up.
Well, Roche isn't up yet. They're just prowling around. It's obvious both teams, they don't want to give this Roche away to their opponents.
It's gonna be a cheese as well. This is the third Roche.
Who can even carry it? I guess Lifestealer maybe.
It would be a good item for the Daxia as well because he's gonna bling in and suicide anyway. So having the cheese means he can survive a lot longer.
It keeps on going on. This game, up to 54 minutes, only 30 kills. Such a slow pace to this game, which means the later it goes, it's decided by one big team fight. That's always how it happens in these late game situations.
Yeah, and both teams are on the brink of elimination, so you kind of expect them to be very safe in everything they do.
For anyone who's just tuning in, this is the deciding Game 3, LGD China, the G1 League champions. The International 2 third-place team against a very inexperienced team in VG Gaming. They're going in. Do they really want to go in here? I don't think so. Yeah, they better get the hell out.
Oh, so they saw Sylar at top. Sylar was at top. They saw him at top. He didn't have a TP, so that's why they were trying to take advantage of it.
Not going to find the opening. But
the tracks as well, giving the LGD the perfect vision of who is hiding in the trees and who is ready, and all the positional play is not effective from VG because of the tracks. Oh, they're going in now.
It's a gem on Lena, but Lena's not here. She's separated from her team. He gets hexed, he gets abyssal, he's dropping low, he doesn't have that evasion, but now he does. And CTY not able to finish the job. Mag lurking on the wings, trying to find the openings, not finding them just yet. Warcry being used, and now the track's flying out further and further. XTT backing off. A skirmish, but no casualties.
That's the good thing about Manta, you can dispel the open wounds from yourself.
And
I think we should still see Abyssal on Shell 8 sooner or later.
It shows you, though, once that Hex wears off, Nyx can't just insta-gib him anymore. It's the TA who may be relied upon to kill the bounty hunter. He's getting hard to kill.
TA has more burst damage. Nyx is like, he's at the point where he's getting max. He's at the point where he's getting max out, and he doesn't really go too well into the late game because of how the hero is. But TA is able to dish out more damage later on.
And look at how tanky Sylar is. He's got 35 armor, so even with the minus armor, Sylar is still going to be very difficult to burst. And the standoff continues.
They're going to try to ninja this.
Darkseer, is he waiting to counter-initiate? They're just going to let TA solo it. Oh, this is cute. No, he's going to jump in. They're all in the pit now. Party in the pit. LGD have to be suspicious about this. They really have to be suspicious about this. Roche dropping low. They ninja the cheese and the Aegis, and they... Wow. For free. You wanted to see it all game, Winter. There you go. 60 minutes in, they do it.
It was at the point where they were very desperate already.
That's a big take for them, because LGD... I had this feeling in the back of my head that if there came to a fight at Roche, LGD was going to get a big RP and they were going to win it. I don't know why. It just was lurking there.
It's because of Yao. If it wasn't of Yao, you wouldn't be thinking of that.
It's true. We're getting really late game. YXY about to get a Hex. And this is where the supports start to, not just the Ghost Scepters and the Force Stabs, but the bigger items like a Hex can really make a difference this game.
Yeah, Hex is going to be one of those items where in the late game, it could just mean one pick off and push and end the game.
They gave the Lifestealer the Aegis and the TA the cheese. I would rather see that reversed, but I guess they were just in a frantic rush to pick it up.
I think it was because they were just very worried and they weren't thinking too much because LGD could just initiate on them anytime. They were just thinking of trying to get it done, get the job done as soon as they can and just grab the items and get out.
Please, God, don't go. Please, please. Shall wait. Mercy. Mercy. Yao. Mercy. Mercy. They didn't
no
go.
Mercy on you later. Nobody's going to show mercy on you.
Who's going to have that killer instinct in this deciding Game 3? The winner moves on to face IG, and then they become one series away from the Grand Finals. $30,000 available for that first place team. Second place, $8,000. Third place, $3,000. And the rest, zilch. So winning this game, the only way to even have a shot at prize money. It's a big game for both teams. VG Gaming, they want to stake a claim to fame. It was nice to get in the playoffs, but winning this game, something they really want to achieve now. They don't want
Here
it
we
to
go.
settle. For
Here we go, LD. Here we go.
Here we go. The climactic team fight possibly about to begin. In comes the Lifestealer. He's hexed up immediately. He's tracked as well. Keep your eyes on the Rubik and the Mag in this fight. Yao waiting on one side of the world, YXY on the other.
Force staffs everywhere.
CTY already lost a lot of health, but he's got the heart, and he's got the armlet turned off, so he'll regen very quickly. And
the force staffs were both from VG. When the Knicks got stunned, they were trying their no, they had to get him out of there, and they force staffed him into a very weird position.
Desperate times call for immediate force staff usage and just hope for the best. I want to point out they've got a trap and a ward up on the high ground here. So they have good vision. Very good vision, actually.
But it's so hard to engage right now.
It is, but at least they know what's coming their way. They can see Yao.
They are desperate, and they don't want this to drag on too long, because they know when the Sven gets more items, it will be Sven, Mag, plus Bounty Hunter against them, and not to count on the Necro.
Oh, there's your Bounty Hunter who got stolen. CTY, he did use this Abyssal Blade. That's a 1-minute cooldown. And they'll back off. The standoff continues, and there's no racks in other lanes, so there's really no urgency for LGD. They're just going to try to wait this out.
Mexican standoff.
It is a Mexican standoff, man. Between two Chinese teams.
Everyone is just waiting for the mistake to come.
Who's it going to be? Who's going to be a hero in this game? We wait. We wait with bated breath to find out. They surge. I don't like how they're using this surge just to walk up to the tower, but will it matter? Xiaoit's going in, and YXY sitting very, very far back. Yao patiently awaiting that right initiate.
He is the man to watch.
I almost just want to leave my camera on
he's
Yao.
the man to watch. Yeah, you'll be all down to him.
And then it'll be down to the Rubik to try and turn the fight. They did do a lot of damage to the tower. There's your Hex on CTY. Yao's looking. Yao's fishing. He hasn't gone just yet. Rubik got a little bit too bunched up with his team. And backing off again. Xiaowei a little bit far in here.
I think BG had the better trade there because they baited out the BKB from the Bounty Hunter.
And also they chipped down on the tower. The tower's getting lower and lower.
He can regenerate so fast with that heart. It doesn't matter. He can just keep repeating it until the tower goes down.
This is like... it's like a tower rush. You just keep on repairing the tower. It's like a slow and steady siege here, and that's what the heart does for you. It's like having those peasants healing it up. CTY gets stunned. YXY doesn't want to stand near his team. If he gets caught by a storm pole, that could set up the RP as well. Blinking away. They're chipping. They're chipping. And how long is left on the Aegis? There's only a minute left. It's really ticking down. This has been like a 3 or 4 minute siege already. 61 minutes in. TP back to the tower. That's how quickly Xiaowei wants to get here. Still watching the Mag. Yao lurking on the sidelines. They gotta stay back. Maintain discipline, YXY. Don't get too close. The glyph was forced out, and the tower is very low. It's in deny range, but you don't want to deny this tower. You're gonna hold on to it.
Yeah, they will hold on to it as long as they can. And the ward here is really giving all the vision they need to judge whether they should go in, and LGD still hasn't managed to deny it, to ward it.
They have a gem on DDC. How have they not seen this yet? Just hasn't been there. Going in on Sylar, the Abyssal Blade used on him immediately. Yao, lurking, waiting. Where's that RP gonna come from? He's gotta drop it soon, and YXY is just sitting on the sidelines. Yao knows he can't go in yet. CTY gets force stepped away. The Aegis will fall. The tower is still alive. Heroes are dropping low. Yao is still waiting. Double RP is still coming, but Blink Hex by XTT, locking him down, not letting the RP come out. Doesn't matter though. There's your wall as well. Now Yao comes in. RP1 on CTY. RP2 on SYDF. Both of the carries get melted. Even with the Blink Hex to prevent it, he still finds the RP. It was stolen by Rubik. He's used it once, but they don't really seem to have enough damage. SYDM is alive. Buyback from everybody. Back into the fight, they all come. They're rushing near. Sylar will drop, but SYDM will die as well. Oh god, Winter. They got rid of the Aegis and the cheese, and they defend the racks. They even defend the tier 3. What a fight for LGD.
Yeah, Yao did his job just now. Although he was pestered by the Darkseer to prevent him from going in, but he still managed to get the much needed RP on the Nyx and the TA.
That was really impressive, because the first RP only got the Nyx, but then he managed to find RP number 2, also catching the TA. And even though Rubik stole it, the Nyx was gone before he could really make an impact. And that's the one thing. They get to use the RP first in these fights. And if they get the early kills on the carries, then Vici Gaming don't have the damage. So even if Rubik steals it, It's coming afterwards. It's coming when the carry's already dead, and that
It's
really
going
makes
to
a
be
difference.
the other way around now. Look at who LGD is pushing right now, throwing everything back against VG.
And the RP is cooling down. Still 30 seconds to go, but remember, a lot of buybacks are on cooldown. 6, in fact.
CTY used his buyback and he bought a boost of travel. He's not going to buy any damage item anytime soon.
Oh, blink into the Hex. They want DD. Trap up. Sylar's here as well. Here comes SC. RP is cooling down for 13 seconds. The Manta in the bot. There's the skewer from Yao, though. Oh boy, Rubik jumping in. He's stealing Shuriken toss. VG are just falling apart in this fight. Absolutely falling apart. Yao still has the RP up chasing, and with all the buybacks, if they get one more kill, that's it. There's your blink. SYDM is dead. He doesn't have buyback. Lifesteal doesn't have buyback. LGD, they dodge a bullet, Matrix style. It looked like they might be getting knocked out, but they take it. They're going to take this game 3.
It's definitely their game already. They don't have buybacks, and are they going to just throw in this or take the other Rexes? They're going to throw it.
Wow. This is the LGD, such a stable, strong defensive lineup. And I got to point to one man. It's the Yao Mag. This is why Xiao 8 is first picking this hero every game that it's getting through.
I knew you were going to say that.
Come on, you got to, right? I mean,
yeah,
now the whole team played well, but that...
Based on his performance.
That one ability, if he screws it up, they just lose the game. And if he gets it right, they win. The other abilities, they matter, but not to the extent the RP does.
Yeah, RP is those spells like, it's either you make it or you break it.
Winner, LGD China, but they had a scare here. They had a big scare here today.
For a moment, I thought they were going home already.
Unbelievable turn of events. LGD China. And it sounds weird to say unbelievable, but Fiji Gaming were really far ahead in this game, and it looked like they should be able to win it, but that one fight bottom where they didn't actually get a Rex or even a tier 3, that was like their strongest point, and then from there the wave just receded.
Yeah, and the Nyx was getting maxed out, and LGD had the Swan to even deal more damage later on. They have Swan, they have Nikolai, they have the Bounty Hunter, and they have the Mag. They have 4 damage dealers in the later stage of the game, and for VG they only had the TA and the Nyx.
They weren't damage dealers for a very long time, but eventually the team fight was too much. Rubik couldn't find that perfect, amazing RP. They just couldn't break through the defenses of LGD China. Vici Gaming, though, in spite of this loss, a team to look out for in future events. A very impressive first showing from them. And getting here over a lot of teams, taking LGD China to the brink. They really thought they had this one. They were so close, and yet in the end they are so far. So people are going to get that matchup, the classic matchup in Chinese Dota as of late that a lot we're looking forward to. It's going to be a rematch. LGD China versus IG. A rematch of the G1 League semifinals. The last time these two teams clashed, LGD China just wiped the floor with them 2-0. But it's a different IG nowadays. IG, they're not going for the pure face rush lineup. Ferrari's playing heroes besides Night Stalker. They're picking more balanced compositions. And so I think LGD China are going to have a much tougher time in this second matchup. And
I'm very interested to see whether the Mag from Yao will still go through against IG.
IG has shown that they like to ban heroes that teams prefer to use. Like, they were banning Tinker versus MUFC. I think they put more emphasis on banning, I mean, not only top-tier picks, but also preferred heroes for teams, so I don't know that we'll see it. And also YYF plays a mean Mag, too. We may not see it getting through.
I know you're going to be so excited to see it.
I wouldn't mind a series without any Mags, because for one thing, then I don't have to worry about missing an RP. It doesn't have the biggest animation like a Black Hole. Or a Rubik stealing it, for that matter. Well, Winter, the highlights are going to be underway now. Of course, the stream starts to lag. What a fortunate time for the lag to start, I suppose, on the Chinese stream. But I'm LD, he's Winter. We've been casting the G League, and tomorrow the semifinals begin. Winter, any closing thoughts? Any sort of sneak peeks at the finals or the semifinals? What are you expecting? Any words of wisdom for the viewers?
I'm gonna be expecting a very, very hard-fought match from both of the teams, but it could still be a possibility that it will be a one-way storm because looking at how IG is playing lately, and LGD just seem to still be a bit shaky with the drafts, especially. But I'm still hoping and looking forward to a very exciting matchup.
And the other matchup, Tongfu versus LGD International. Who's your dog in that race? Who do you think's going to prevail?
Uh, I'm. I think based on performance, LGD In has a slight edge over Tongfu, but we'll see how Tongfu deals with the five-man Dota LGD In brings to the table. But personally, I'm looking forward to a LGD In versus IG final. That will be something to be a big treat for the fans as well.
Talk about a true test for LGD if it comes to that. Or we have the other option, which is the all LGD finals. So some cool matchups possible. But before we get to those grand finals, which probably won't be for like a month or two after the semifinals, we have the semifinals coming up. Anyway, for now, guys, that wraps it up for today's broadcast. I'm LD. He's Winter. If you enjoy his casting, be sure to follow him. Facebook.com/winter.dota, Twitter.com/DotaWinter, and last but not least, he streams a lot of his own play, and he's one of the funniest guys you'll ever see streaming. Constantly shrieking like a banshee. Twitch.tv/Winter. As for me, if you enjoy my casting, follow me. Facebook, Twitter.com/LDDota. That wraps it up for today's broadcast, guys. We will see you tomorrow at 20 SGT. For the semifinals. It'll be the first day of action. I think the semifinals are going to take a total of 4 days, but we'll have more information about the schedule for you a little bit later on. Thanks for tuning in. For now, it's LD and Winter, signing off.